So hello again, everybody. This is not a presentation, it's just a few minutes. And it's about what makes the destination great. So this is the question I have been actually asked a lot recently, both from the countries as from the nomads, like new nomads, especially that started nomading with COVID. And they often basically come and say, oh, so where should I go next? Because they see so many options, so many countries trying to market themselves, and they are a bit lost. So myself, I have been like a full-time nomad since 2018. First time I heard this term was 2015, actually. I don't have any base. But I would say that like only with COVID, this became like the thing that everybody knows here in Croatia now. Everybody knows the term actually, nomadi digitali, but that was not the case like before the COVID. Like the remote work revolution and digital transformation really accelerate that, make that like an option for many people. And what comes with that is basically people started to wonder where they should go. At the same time, because all the tourism stopped, of course, so many countries started promoting themselves to nomads. Some of them basically in an act of desperation just to bring anybody to the country, if not tourists, then nomads, remote workers, whoever. But countries, for instance, like Croatia, I think there is a deeper understanding of that this is the whole new sector, new target group for tourism, right? And this is about diversification of tourism. So you can have the tourists, but then you can have also remote workers and nomads. And then there are, of course, like lots of things that makes the destination great. There are the obvious one. I think everybody understands that internet, good infrastructure, connections, the access, visas, or that we get. So what I wanted to highlight here is actually three things that maybe not that obvious, at least nowadays, for many people, both for destinations or nomads themselves. First thing I understand is important, like when you are a destination, is to understand your target group. Because nowadays, it's like location independent professional, nomads, or remote workers. So many destinations really confuse that. They don't understand the difference. And then they promote themselves, for instance, for a nomad, with the things that nomads don't really look for, like for instance, relocation or taxes options, right? Nomads don't relocate. They don't look for good tax options. They just look for the countries to go for a few months, to explore, to spend time with community, to get to know, and then move somewhere else. So if you are offering like remote work programs with taxes, basically you are trying to promote to remote workers, but confusing the marketing. And I think this is like the first most important thing from the destination perception, like to understand which target group actually you are trying to bring. Maybe it's both, like remote workers is a bigger group than just nomads, but then understanding their needs, what they are looking for, and offering them in a clear marketing. That's one thing. Second, of course, is community. This is probably kind of understood by many people, but the importance is probably still, we are still underappreciating how important is that. Many nomads actually, they don't travel between the destinations. They travel between communities, which means if there is no community, it's not even on their map. It's not even a possibility. They are just not going, because number one challenge in the nomad world is loneliness. Like people feel lonely. They don't want to just see more countries alone. They want to go and meet people, be with other nomads, interact with locals, do something meaningful, connect with others. Bansko, for instance, like myself, I would never go there if it wouldn't be for community. Yeah, it's a nice town, of course. You can do adventure sports, but to be honest, they are like thousand, if not million places around the world like Bansko. So you have to have something that differentiates, and that thing is basically the community. With that comes, like, of course, events, possibilities to connect with other people, to develop yourself as a professional, to have, I would say, diversified experiences. And then the third thing, I also believe it's still not highlighted or not understood enough, is connection with local communities. And this is again like something that can be done on the destination level. It can be, of course, also done on the nomad or remote workers level. It's how to connect with others, right? Because when we want to bring like nomads or remote workers, we also we have to compete with all these destinations that now offering remote work or visas program. We have to offer them something else. At the same time, we want them to stay longer, and connection with locals, like giving that option to interact, to bring them closer, to give back, is interesting. I have seen like myself in the nomad communities, the rising interest in meaningful travel. Like it's not just like going and visiting more places or just doing like clicks or putting more pictures, but making sense out of that. So if you can come to some country and you really meet the people, the locals that are there, not just other nomads, but you really connect, then you are more likely to stay longer. You are more likely to feel satisfied, and you are more likely to come back. So for me, these three things, like understanding first your target group, is it nomads, it's remote workers, and gathering to their needs with your offer, then the building the community and connecting with locals, it's what actually makes the destination great. And it's what will make the destination also more competitive between all the options that nomads or remote workers nowadays have. So that's all from my side. Thank you. And now I think.
Thank you so much.